Okay, greetings guys. On this little video, I'm going to talk about how the new circuit works, and I'll start out by describing how I used to do it back with the manual device. If you look at this drawing here, I have the wire colors that are available on the pigtail, and a couple of them, like black is the ground, brown is the +12, that doesn't change at all. And the purple and red, they're always connected to the motor. So these actually drive the servo motor. So that's going to be the output of the whole process over here. But the 5 wires that I have to work with are the yellow, green, and orange wires, which go to a 2K feedback pot. This is attached to the servo, and it moves as the servo moves. The other 2 wires go to the temperature set control on the dashboard. This is the one you turn to set the temperature. Okay, so what I did initially on the manual guy is I used this, which is the feedback pot, and this, which is the temperature set pot, and I used them to flip an op amp. So by putting 5 volts on the yellow wire and putting on the green wire, putting the 2.2K down here, I created a voltage divider between this 2K and this 2.2K, and the output of that voltage divider went to the op amp. Down here, a similar thing where I put +5 on the wiper of the temp pot, and then I put a 10K down here to create another voltage divider, and took that output to make it go to the op amp. The way I set the op amp up, it would just flip from one to the other. This is what actually drives the motor driver on the other side. So that's how the manual one worked. What threw me for a loop was I did not understand how this actually worked inside the car. Excuse me. I had this information here. I knew this was connected to 12 volts. I knew the thermistor was here, and this is what they call an ambient temperature sensor, which is attached to the right-hand fan. Okay, they were connected to the blue wire, and also connected to the blue wire was the temp set, and then I had the white wire coming out here. So I didn't understand how exactly this thing was supposed to work. This is an error here. Okay, anyway, what we should have is, or what I did know was, in one of the drawings I had, this white wire was connected to a pot. I had no idea what the pot was. It's just, I know it's a trim pot that was actually used. It's in the little brick. If you look at the amplifier, there's a little blue trim pot. So I'm pretty sure that's probably what that is, but I didn't know what it was connected to. So by doing a little bit of thinking, well, it's a lot of thinking actually, I came up with the idea of what if I just put the pot here and put one side of it to ground. So now I have a ground plus thing there. So this gives me a circuit that runs between +12 through the thermistor, through the ambient temperature sensor, through the temp set switch, a pot, and then through this pot to ground. So it's just a very simple, straightforward series circuit. Well, turns out that's pretty much right, except I don't need this. And so what I did was I just put a ground here and removed this completely. So now I've got this circuit. So this gives me the output on the blue wire, which is called the error signal in the Arduino sketch, called the error signals on the blue wire. And then this one is the feedback signal, which goes up to the blue wire. I mean, up to the Atmega. So that's where these two go, and that's all there is to it. So because the thermistor is the NTC, negative temperature coefficient, as it gets hotter, the resistance in this thing goes down, and then this right here works together with this to produce an output signal here, which actually takes both of those into account. Whereas I couldn't understand, before I wanted to actually get access to the temp set pot plus the thermistor separately, and there was just no way to do it because they were connected together in a series circuit. So anyway, that's that. Actually quite simple, simpler than I actually thought it would be. I had an analog version of this working to some degree using this concept here, but it didn't have quite enough range, and I didn't know. I decided to give up and try the digital thing. And the Atmega that we're using, and the here, this guy, there's a trim pot here, right here, called an offset, and that offset actually can be used to move your center point back and forth slightly, if an adjustment if it's needed. So anyway, that's it. So that's how that works. And once I saw it, clear as a bell. Should have seen it years ago. Take care, guys. If you look down at the schematic, all this represented here, on-off switch, the interior temp sensor, which is the thermistor, and then the other resistor here. Oh, they call it ambient temp sensor. Yeah, I guess so. Anyway, the ambient temp sensor are in series with the temp set, and which goes in here, which I connect to ground. So that's how that's connected. So then it goes up here to the Atmega, this guy up here, and the sketch takes care of all that. So it outputs a signal on these two wires here, which go over to the drivers, the motor drivers over here. This little thing here, in case you're curious about it, is it's actually there for I break the line that comes from the Atmega over to the driver here, and it gives me a chance to move it over to ground, which grounds this thing, which is used for the calibration. So in ordinarily running, like when the thing's operating, you will short these two together here with this little black shorts. And that's really it. There's really nothing complex to that at all. So by setting up the Atmega, basically I have an Arduino there. Here's the crystal for it, and then the microprocessor. So Arduino, and over here is the H-bridge that I got from Bristol Watch. So that's it. If you guys have any questions, just let me know. If you look at the schematic, and just all these parts down here are all representative of stuff that's in the car. And this is the junction on the circuit board itself. So that's it. Not too bad, eh? Okay, guys, take care. Stay safe out there. If you got any questions, give me a holler. I'm usually available by email or on from the YouTube. Anyway, so take care, be safe, and happy motoring.